have us to be. In your precious Son, Jesus' name we pray, amen.
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 Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Warren,
Present by Zoom.
Commissioner Jones,
Present.
Commissioner Davis,
Present.
Commissioner Palatka,
Here.
Same Deputy.
Present.
Mayor
Present.
I too am present.
Commissioner. I'm sorry.
Has everybody had an opportunity to read the minutes from January 22nd, 2026?
Mayor, motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Thank you. We're going on to awards and recognition. Recognition of John Alexander for cultural and community contributions. Ms. Orr?
On the behalf of the Community Redevelopment Agency, we would like to recognize Mr. John Alexander for his decades of dedication to arts education, cultural preservation, and community enrichment within the city of Palatka. Mr. Alexander dedicated approximately 46 years to teaching music and art at Silver Lake Elementary School, which is now Kelly Smith. Generations of students were introduced to creativity, discipline, and expression under his guidance. Additionally, for 50 years, he has faithfully served as organist and pianist at St. Mary's Episcopal Church and as a founding member of the African American Cultural Arts Committee and president of the Conley Snyder Mural Committee. Mr. Alexander has helped bring 25 murals to life throughout downtown Palatka. These murals tell our stories, they preserve our history, and they strengthen our identity, and they contribute meaningfully to the vibrancy and character of our CRA district. Public art is not just decoration, it is placemaking. It invites engagement, encourages foot traffic, and reminds residents and visitors of who we are. Mr. Alexander's leadership, service, and artistic vision has left a permanent mark on this community. On behalf of Palatka Community Redevelopment Agency, it is our honor to present him with this plaque in recognition of his lifelong contributions to the arts, culture, education, and the revitalization of downtown Palatka. And on behalf of everyone in Palatka, we thank him, and his daughter, Miss April, is here to accept on his behalf.
Good evening. He would have loved to have been here. But unfortunately, with all of our grandkids combined, we all caught the flu. And so it made it where he wasn't able to be here. So he called me and he said, I need you to step in. And so I'm here, and we are humble. I am grateful that he was recognized for so many achievements. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Commissioner Campbell.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
I just want to say that I'm a product of the dedication that Mr. Alexander has for this community. Mr. Alexander is the one who saw in me what I didn't see in myself and introduced me to singing and had me sing at various community events, even while in elementary school, and probably was one of the only students at Kelly Smith that sung in the Christmas play all the years that I was there. And I also stand on the shoulders because I am now the president of the organization he founded, African American Culture Arts. So his legacy is still here and it's still prevalent in our community. And I thank him, and I will forever be indebted for him introducing me to not only music, but introducing me to leadership.
Do you want to come up and take a photo, please? We're fine.
She's had her photo done before. Everybody look this way? Got it, thank you.
Thank you.
One clicker. Girl, we got you. No.
I always take the sequence. Somebody's always blinking. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, are you, Ms. Hoff? I'm sorry. At this time, I'm going to open the floor to public comments. Is there anybody here for public comments for items not specifically on the agenda? Ms. Duke?
I went by the Tillman House today, and I'm very...
Name, could you please give us your
I'm
name?
Vicki Duke Palatka. I went by the Tillman House today on River Street that y'all have so wonderfully let the money be spent on repairing all the deterioration on the outside. And I wanted to thank y'all for that. And it is coming along. Anyway, I walked around and looked at all the windows, and that's the only thing I had a little concern about. And I know the contract read for all the windows to be in working order. But as I observed the window sills, the rotted window sills have been replaced. I was glad about that. But all the windows are caulked shut. And so I don't know whether that's part of the process and then they cut the caulking when they go to rework the windows. But I know that that was in the contract for that. And I had a couple of other questions about not the woodwork, but the drip line that, has a metal edging. That hasn't been replaced, but it's all bent and corroded looking. I don't know whether they intend to replace that. I know they've painted it the color of the house. But I'm mainly as concerned about the windows as to, that. But that's all. But thank you for putting the money up to repair the city's beautiful house.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else here for public comment? Seeing no one close public comment, would we like?
Respond to her,
Yes, that's
please?
why was going to say.
I'm sorry, David, you want to please come up? Mr. Hogman?
And perhaps introduce David,
I will,
because I don't
in
think
this
everybody knows
second.
David.
Mr. David Fogman is our new project manager. He's only been on board a good 3 weeks, but he has a pattern of going around all of the projects daily, watching them and making sure that progress is being made. And this particular project is one of the ones you go to almost every day.
Oh, most definitely.
So can
The
you
Tillman House, we actually have a change order in. It's not been approved yet. I sent Ms. Carty about replacing all of the drip edge.
Right.
That was not in the original scope of work. As for the caulked windows, I will check with them. They have not completed their job 100%, and we have not paid them for the completion of the job. So I will be more than happy to speak with them on this issue tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you so much. On to regular business, a Small Business Development Center, Mr. Hall.
Madam Mayor, Commissioner, staff, and guests, I hope you're having a fantastic day today. Rick Paul from the Small Business Development Center, formerly 1100 Reed Street, and I'll get into the change of address in just a minute. We're still trying to pull together last year's numbers. There's an annual survey that goes out to the members, so this is what I pulled off today for last year. 219 clients that I personally served, 2.2 million in capital raised, and 28 business starts. all these numbers are significantly lower than what they should be because we still have a hard time getting people to fill out a simple survey to say, hey, yeah, we helped. But if you look at the 2.2 million and the fact that the city and the county both shelled out roughly about $25,000, so that's 50,000. If you take 50, what percent of that to get to 2.2 million? That's a 4,406% return on your investment. So I think that's pretty good numbers. Coming up with the latest format that the University of North Florida SBDC did, very hard to read. I can't even read it with reading glasses on. I don't know if you have that one or not, but it's really, really tiny, hard to see. They changed the format to try to make it easy to read for everybody, the same format. And I'm not crazy about it, but it's there in case you want to take a look at it. So a couple things. I did mention last time I was here that there would be a change in report format, which they've done. There is a change in the office location. So I think you guys on your desk there should have the business cards and a rack card for the SBDC. The business card has the new address on it. So the new address is 320 St. John's Avenue, Suite 103. Good news, bad news about it. I'd like to thank the Chamber of Commerce for hosting me for 4 years. That was an excellent fit. But as we know, Mark Clinton came along and raised a lot of funds for the Chamber, for economic development, and they have now put that money to good use by hiring staff to continue on with that. My office there was gratis, so when they needed more office space, I got kicked out. So I'm now at the Palatka office here, 320 St. John's Avenue, Suite 103. The bad news part of that is it's a locked door, so you got to call me to swing by. Otherwise, you're pounding on the door and nobody knows who's knocking on the door. So that's the change in office locations. Next up, last year I had over 18 workshops and socials. This year I've got one scheduled. So there's been a big change in the outreach for me. And I'll be talking about the upcoming event. Actually, let me go ahead and talk to you about it now. This is, as you guys know, normally I put out a flyer, a nice pretty flyer for you guys to look at in this, but this is one of those meetings that's just for the lenders. Last year we had the Small Business Administration, Donnie Anderson and Rosalind Gibson down 5 different times. Well, on March 3rd, we have another lenders roundtable at the Chamber of Commerce from 10:30 to noon for the lenders. The cool thing about this is Palatka could become a financial center if they were interested in it. That means the lenders. Because the SBA last year in the Jacksonville area, the district they call it, did $1.2 billion in loans. This year they're expected to go to $1.4 billion in loans. So there's no reason why our local bankers can't participate in that. So hopefully they'll all show up Tuesday, March 3rd from 10:30 to noon at the Chamber. You all are obviously welcome to come if you'd like to come in and sit down in that meeting. Let's see. The next little bit and piece is, I don't know what the answer is, but the collaboration that we have working together, I don't know if the board actually approved for the SBA or the SBDC to be on the link on your website or not. I don't know if that's ever happened, but that would probably be a good thing to have the SBDC link on, you know, either the towns, the city, or the CRA website.
Okay.
So that would be really good. And by the way, I feel really good about the move down to St. John's Avenue. I mean, I can just walk wherever I want to for lunch instead of having to drive from the Chamber. So I'm kind of more in the thick of things, I think, now that I've moved down here. So I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. Got some tenants hopefully moving in pretty soon to St. John's Avenue storefront, and been working with other clients in the city as well. So with that, are there any questions for me?
Is that building you're talking about, is that the Charlie Douglas newspaper building?
No, it's the next block. It's the 300 block. So that's next to the Mexican restaurant there across from Steamboat Willie's. And there's a bridal shop right next door.
Oh, the old drugstore. Next,
I guess it's.
Next to the drugstore, not the
Gotcha.
drugstore itself.
I was trying to picture where it's at. Okay.
Go ahead, Mr. Deputy.
Welcome to downtown. I appreciate that. With this report that you've given us, which I love, and I've been a supporter of yours for a number of years with that, how can we break this out to know what the positive impact to specifically the CRA is?
Okay, so hopefully we'll have those numbers soon. The aggregate of 2.2 million last year is down from the previous year, but it should be going up this year. I've got several million in projects that I've worked on, and hopefully I'll get credit for that. So hopefully by the next report, when we get some more of the impact in, I'll be able to narrow it down a little bit more. But the other format showed specifically for the city of Palatka CRA, how many people were consulted with and what the dollar amount was raised.
And I realize you work with everyone, and you work with everyone in the city. I'm just really trying to be specific about the downtown and the growth thereof.
Well, it's actually defined as within the city limits and not just the CRA district.
Not the CRA.
Yeah.
Commissioner Davis?
My question is similar to Mr. Deputy's. I believe when you initially started your report, you mentioned that these numbers were
Changing because we have an annual survey that they do. The survey's not complete yet.
okay.
So they're kind of trickling in. It's kind of like the federal government, how, 6 months later, they keep revising their numbers. But we have a certain deadline. Hopefully they'll
Okay.
make it by that point in time.
So when I'm looking at this report for integrity purposes, understanding that numbers are still coming in, but when I look at like the client's revenue increase, it's at 50K, and it's both on the regional report and the local report. Is that something that?
Good question. I only have the city of Palatka report in front of me, so I do see the 50K in revenue increase. Remember, this is your fiscal year, not our calendar year, so that's October to December.
Correct.
That's
I understand.
not in here, but
Yeah, my question is, it relates, you don't have the other report, but on the actual regional report that was included in our packet for the same period, October through December 2025, it shows that increase is 50,000 as well.
I have
So,
that.
yeah, so my question is, was that only increase from Palatka, or are those numbers?
Good question. I don't know the answer to that. Theoretically, on the city of Palatka, that should just be the city of Palatka numbers. But I do have that countywide report right here, region-wide report right here, and it has that 50,000 increase. The actual increase in revenue is millions of dollars, not 50,000. So.
I would hope.
Oh, yeah.
I would hope.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions, Mr. Paul?
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Community development plan updates.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So the community redevelopment plan, as you know, was paused back in December. There was some staff changes here as well as with GAI, but they have resumed work on the redevelopment plan. And according to the staff report, they were working on a revised scope, but they've actually completed that, and that's what I have put before you earlier. And to discuss that, they are actually here. We've got Tom and Claudia from GAI here to speak to that.
Thank you very much. Recall I've been here before. Tom Kohler with GAI Consultants. Just quickly, I know you've got time constraints, but as Nicole has indicated, we put the plan program on pause. If you recall, we actually did it before back in the spring or in the early summer, because there was the issue of whether we're going to go forward with expanding the CRA. You decided in September or October, we would not do that. And so, long story short, we were asked to meet with the staff. If you recall, John on our side has had to retire from our firm due to medical issues, and then you had a change in staff, and so we've introduced ourselves in January to Nicole. So basically, the scope is not changed, it's been revised. All the items that were in the original scope or thing, we've streamlined it, and then I want to introduce Claudia Ray, who basically will be taking John's place as the project manager. Claudia has extensive CRA experience. She's just finishing up Kissimmee's and Zephyr Hills, and so you've got a first-rate project manager. I will continue to work with liaison with Ms. Carty and Ms. West and Ms. Alth. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Claudia. Then she can just go through this timeline with you so everybody knows what we're going to do. Our goal is to have it all completed by the end of September.
Thank you, Tom. Good afternoon, board. My name is Claudia Ray. I'm a senior planner, urban designer. Happy to be here. To be honest, it's my second time. But like I was telling Nicole, by the time that we end our existing conditions and assessment evaluation, I'll probably know every single name of your streets in the CRA. So what we did is we took the scope that John prepared for you guys. Oh, I'll give you a chance. Back in October, and we're still going to have 4 different phases for this project, and like Tom mentioned, we really want to wrap this up by September before your fiscal year starts. So I'm a trained architect too, so I'm a very visual person, so I don't use Gantt charts. My plan charts look like this, or bubbles and sickles. So in here, over here, when you see the plan, the new timeline, we're divided our new process in 4 different steps. So we have initiation, assessment and evaluation, when we actually produce your plan document, and the plan adoption. What you see on the top from the timeline in pink are our milestones and deliverables, and what you see on the bottom in blue, it's our engagement process. So we usually, for every plan that we do and plan update, every task that we produce and every milestone, it goes hand in hand with engagement. So what we did actually change a little bit here from the scope. The one on the top, it was already in the original scope. We're going to do an assessment and evaluation of the entire CRA, and there's several items that we're going to be looking at it, and that will be plans and programs review, regulatory review, or physical analysis. We'll do a parcel characteristics analysis. We'll do your socioeconomics. We want to look at actually originals and citywide economics outlook. So this, I'll probably reach out to the gentleman over here to get some of that data, like I want to know in terms of economic development. And of course, we created a CRA because there's blight. So we want to keep track of what that blight is and how to improve over that. And it's going to take us probably a couple months to do that. We'll gather all that information, wrap it up, and do a report. Parallel to that, we are going to do stakeholder meetings. So these are focus group meeting, probably up to 4 or 5. I'll work with the staff to decide, what are those groups. Usually are residents, business owners, anyone from probably the school system, anyone that you decide, that we need to talk to in a smaller set of group. And then we'll talk to them, we gather all that data and analysis, we pack it up in a report, and then I want to present all that to you. Okay, so the difference from the previous plan is we didn't have any CRA board workshops. And, did I run? Okay.
No, keep going, normally it's 5 minutes, but you have.
So I want to be able to meet with you guys a couple times throughout this process. So we'll be here, we'll actually present that assessment and evaluation and hear your feedback. But it's not going to be in a regular CRA meeting. We want to set a separate time so you had at least an hour and a half. I know that you guys are going to be very busy during budgeted season. We'll make sure we find a window that you're all available and dedicated. And we'll provide that PowerPoint presentation ahead of time so you can read it, because it's going to be very heavy in data and information. I'm warning you kind of a few months in advance. After we do that, we'll take all that and then we'll produce a plan. So the plan starts with a basic outline that we send to the staff, and then we develop a draft plan. Usually draft plan has a vision and guiding principle. It's going to have a set of goals, objectives, and actions. It's going to have a different frameworks and projects map. There's a lot of physicality. And one thing that I added this time, I'm actually an urban designer, so I do want to be able to showcase, we can select 3 or 4 different catalyst sites or maybe future projects that really want to do, and let's draw it up and show the potential. And we'll work that out. So I added that to the original scope, which I think visuals to me, one image tells a lot of stories. So I wanted to include that. And we'll do that once we produce that draft plan. We'll make a presentation, and that whole draft plan will present it to you. And you're going to give us your feedback. Once you gather your feedback and staff feedback, we'll wrap it up and create your final plan document. And then after we have that final plan document, the whole plan adoption process, we'll work with your financial or legal staff to get into that. So this is pretty spelled out over here, pretty straightforward. It's a very aggressive timeline, so we're going to have to be very diligently. We're going to meet with Nicole every 2 weeks and get this going. Any questions?
Any questions? Go ahead, Commissioner.
What was the original timeline? And I know Nicole is new, so, and it's okay if we don't remember, it's fine.
I think it was July.
Okay, got it, so we moved out about 3 months. Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
I have a question, and I don't know who to ask this to. How does this CRA plan relate to what Ms. Dietrich was just doing, that we just met? We just met last month.
This month.
This month,
Ms. Roth's coming up, and
Yes.
she'll try to clarify for you.
So what we were doing with Lara was coming up with information. Basically, we're at the beginning stages of that, so it's basically just letting the community know and be aware that we do have an opportunity to develop property that's currently not being utilized, which is the Gateway, the previous Port Consolidated. Whereas this is the comprehensive redevelopment plan for the CRA. So when you're looking at, and these are typically 5 to 7 years, I think, and then when you're looking at this, anything that is in that plan is things that we can work at for development or redevelopment within the CRA district. However, if it's not something that is included in this plan, looking at that time frame moving forward, then it is not something that we would be able to pursue within the CRA district. So it's very important that anything that we want to do in the future, that we make sure is included in this and realistic based on the data that these folks are going to be providing to us.
So what we discussed at that last meeting would be included in this plan?
Yes.
Okay.
So because that's very
I'm just trying to make
instrumental
sure
in
the
CRA
delineation
plan.
between the two things.
Yes. So one is independent and one would actually be part of.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do we need, no, I'm sorry. Do we need to accept the timeline, or are we fine? Formally or no? Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
Update on logo and wayfinding signage, Ms. Roth?
All right, good afternoon. As you know, on the last meeting, we presented the logos for the wayfinding, and the feedback from the board was They were not necessarily happy with the way that came out. We wanted to do a refresh because previously it was voted against to do a rebrand, but I think we're back at a rebrand. And so Greta has worked really hard to come up with some new logos for you guys to look at. And with that, I'll hand it over for presentation.
Good evening. When I was out, I went back and listened to your last CRA meeting when you were presented that. I listened to the feedback. So what I did was I took that information from that meeting, and then I went and used some of the information that I learned from the meetings we had with the Chamber of Commerce regarding their research and outreach about what people think about the area when they think about, Palatka, what do they think about? So rebranding now would be optimal. We talk about what basically people know us for. It's Old Florida, it's the river. It's one of those places where right now we're that place where people pass through. So we want to be that place where people come as a destination. And we have so much to offer as Palatka that it really gives us an idea of how to move forward, and keeping and putting something like that that's oriented around that concept will be able to embrace, and we will be able to work with the Chamber of Commerce as they develop theirs to kind of really promote each other and work together towards tourism and bringing people here as that destination. One of the questions that somebody had asked during the last meeting was, where did the little tagline came from? It's a basic tagline: relax. We want people to come here. We want it to be relaxing. We want them to have a really good time. We want them to explore downtown. We want them to explore our natural resources, but we want them to come back. We want them to come back, bring a family, bring their friends. That's where that tagline repeat comes in. So I hope that gives a little bit better explanation of where that tagline came into play and how that moves forward on the tourism side. If you go through one more time, or one more click. This is the concept that I came up. It's a little bit of what was talked about during the meeting with river highlighting, with the downtown, a little bit of keeping with that kind of scope and keeping it to this version. So I had given this to Ms. Carty to forward to you and asking for any type of feedback prior to. I hadn't gotten any, so I'm here to answer. Leave it to Sam. To answer the questions, but I have the full packet that we would put out as a branding packet. This is just excerpts from that. So if you have feedback, the really thing I do want to kind of press with this is that once we make a decision on this, this helps promote a couple of other really big projects that I've been working on. Then the ID badging for the city, because I don't want to produce those ID tags and then have to redo them because of a change in that. Also, the website redesign I've been embedded in, but I hit pause after the meeting because I need to make sure my coloring is accurate, because once we commit to that, it's not changeable without cost to the city. So I'm trying to avoid that. Were there any questions regarding any of the work presented?
Go ahead, Commissioner Davis.
I just have a comment that I really like the rework. I think it's really clean and colorful and attractive. So I want to thank you for getting this done.
I appreciate that. The last page of this is the wayfindings. Sorry. Go to the very last page. These are options that we have and what it would look like put together and ordered in whatever different format. One of the things I know, as you talk a little bit about, we have the LED sign out, and I had made comment to a few about doing that city gate, welcome to Palatka. I have great ideas with that. I really think we should partner with our high school and get that into a partnership program. But that's kind of where that look would be. So if you have some samples of what that coloring would look like actually out on signs.
Go ahead, Mr. Deputy.
I love what you did. The last one, I didn't feel like incorporated downtown whatsoever. I think you've done a great job with this, and I like this look. To me, is so much more up to date, and yet fits our downtown. I think you've done a perfect job with this.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else have any comments or questions? Go ahead, Commissioner.
I love the look I just gave him. Yes,
I'll say I was one of the more vocal ones.
Oh, I heard.
We heard you.
We all know.
when I was gonna say, I purposely made sure that I listened and got that feedback so I could.
And so I just wanted to say that I'm with Commissioner Davis and Mr. Deputy when it comes to, I think that this is a modern twist on what we have here. The colors, but it also pays homage to the historical standpoint of what we have. And so I'm all for the rebranding of what we have here. So I want to personally thank you because I was one of the ones that probably was a little hard.
You're okay.
But
I don't, thick skin, I'm good.
But I definitely like what we see.
And I'm glad, I really am happy that you all do like this because I don't know, I don't know how to progress this through to make this a done thing or a vote
I
or
was
anything.
thinking that they may need to vote.
Do you need to vote?
Don't they?
We can do that. Is there anybody else, first of all, that has any questions or
Or is this something
comments?
for commission meeting?
Well, I've got one.
Go ahead.
On the image before where you had like the downtown,
Mm-hmm.
I see where you have the sun as a backdrop and on the one on the left side and on the right side you don't have that. So are those just two different ones?
They're two different ones that can be interchanged and used.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I like to do the subtle, because on the letterhead, one specific style will look better. And basically for a logo or a coin or something that you produce to give out, there are different versions that print better.
Okay. I love that one on the left-hand side with the sun as backdrop because it incorporates it.
Yeah.
So if there needs to be a motion.
Yes, that's what, who would like to make the motion?
So before you move, what Commissioner Borum just mentioned, so they're gonna be two logos or one? Because he's saying the one with the sun, the one without the sun.
They're interchangeable. There's two different versions for whatever media that you're producing it on. The baseline and the substantial part of the logo is exactly the same. It's just the formatting of the shield with the sunlight. It just, in certain print versions, it will look better having that option. The full branding packet obviously has more information regarding the fonts and the colors and all of that stuff.
So I wanted to say, and I learned this while the school district was actually going through a rebranding. There's actually, you get multiple things because the branding that goes on a letterhead is not necessarily the same branding that will go on wayfinding or anything like that. So that's why you have a combination of multiple, and there are also actually recommendations within the packet of what brand or what logo to use for what purpose it is. So
Yeah, the packet does have that information and to go out to
Right.
as that changeover happens.
Okay. Any further questions?
No, ma'am. I'd like to make a motion that we move forward with accepting this rebranding packet and allow Mrs. Hall and staff to do what they have to do to move us forward.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposition? Thank you.
Thank you.
Unanimous approval.
Appreciate it. Thank you again.
City Hall mural revitalization application request, Mr. Ross.
So I'm sure you guys are well aware that a lot of the murals are starting to show signs of wear and sun damage and are in need of repair. I've actually spoke with Mr. Alexander to put together a list of the ones that are in most need, and they have provided 4 of the murals that seem to be in the most need of being refurbished. So this evening, I would like to ask that we kind of roll these out in phases and do one at a time. I did speak with the gentleman that paints them. He said they take about a month to a month and a half to complete. And so I would like to start with the one that's on the side of City Hall, simply because that's the one that people see first when they come over the bridge. And so at this point, that estimated cost is $3,500. And the impact and the funding source would be the public arts account. And we will roll the additional murals out in every month or a month and a half, depending on how long it takes him to complete those. And so the staff recommendation is for approval to authorize us for the $3,500 to proceed with the revitalization of the City Hall murals.
Any questions of Ms. Law? Go ahead, Ms. Davis.
The $3,500 is just to do starting with the first one,
Just the city hall ones.
City Hall one, and
And that's a total of 6, so he would lump them into one, so that's the cost for just that group of 6.
That's
That's
my
a big
question.
difference, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else have any questions? Go ahead, go ahead, Commissioner Campbell.
I'm not against it, but what I would like to see is a guesstimation of how much it would cost to restore all of them that needs restored.
Okay. Now, I know that he's already started work on some. I'm not sure if you've noticed him. He's almost complete with the one on the side of Speakeasy, which is the railway station. And what they have provided, and it's in the staff report, these are the estimate for the 4 that are in the most need. So there's a grouping of 4 different murals in here that, with an estimate cost of that.
And I guess I'm asking so that so that we can go ahead and start projecting what monies, also I heard you say rolling them out in phases, but more of a timeline, I think, of how they are going to be rolled out and the future of those that are going to be needed as well. So I just want to see it as a holistic thing so that we know what's before us instead of bringing it to us in bits and pieces so that we can possibly address it as a whole versus, periodic meetings.
Mr. Deputy, before you begin, go ahead.
I also have that question. I'm fully in favor of the murals. I served on the mural committee for a great number of years. When I served on the committee, it was the committee's responsibility to maintain the murals. Is this a move in policy that the CRA will be taking over the maintenance of the murals in the future? Because at 25 and a cost of many thousands, we're looking at a large sum of money to put aside. Is that where we're heading with that, or is this just? I want to make sure that we have clarity of what we're stepping into and the responsibility of whose is whose.
So there's no contract stating that this is our responsibility.
Okay.
So this is something that we have taken on as part of beautification of downtown and the CRA. So whatever murals the CRA has been helping to maintain, those are the ones within the CRA district. Because keep in mind, not all 25 of these murals are within the CRA.
I think they are.
The majority are.
The majority of them.
The majority are, but historically also, and I was on the mural committee for many years as well, funding from the CIA was applied for and granted to the mural committee to either place a new mural or to maintain. So that's been an ongoing practice for a long time.
So you're just continuing.
Yes, we're just, right.
Yes, I know, I got you. Anybody else on? Go ahead, Commissioner.
Just to be clear, after I looked over here at this, I guess it's a billing estimate, the side of this building, the entire side, all panels, 3,500?
Yes, sir, that's all 6 of these that you see up
Okay,
here in this
all right.
picture.
I looked over here and I saw 17.2, and I didn't know if we were talking about per panel, or I wanted to be sure where we were at. Okay, after reviewing, I
No,
think-
so that 17.2, there's 4 different murals.
I can see it in there now when
Yes,
I
sir.
roll up around the corner of this thing, because it's not done well, but, okay. Okay, I'm good.
Thank you. Anybody else? Otherwise, we have public comment. Ms. Kitchens, please.
Allegra Kitchens, Palatka, Florida. I've been a member of the Connolly Mural Committee since 1998 when it was formed, and I'm currently an active member of it also. The Connolly Mural Committee, Connolly Snyder Mural Committee, we voted to redo all the murals on City Hall, the Annex, and Price Martin. We wanted to get Luke Perry, we've already talked to him about redoing it, and from what I heard, you're probably going to use him because he's doing the one at the radio station across from the Dairy Queen, the train station across from the Dairy Queen. I would like to ask you to table this until the meeting on the 12th of April, so that the Connolly Snyder Committee, we meet on the 9th of April. Let us talk about this. I think we've already got some money put aside to help. We asked for a little bit of funds from you, but I think we already have some funds put aside to do this. We already have plans to do all of them, one right after the other. And if you let us discuss this at our meeting on the 9th, I think we may come back with what Sam wants is some clarification. I think we can give some clarification and maybe help mitigate the cost, because we do have funds in our bank account if needed, some funds. So if you all would table it, I would respectfully request that until the meeting on the 12th, or after the 9th when we meet.
Do we have a motion to table?
I think she brings up a great point, the table, and maybe cut some costs for us and our CRA board and all that. So I make a motion we table this until after the date she gave.
Till the
on it.
next meeting.
Yes.
Motion is second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposition? Thank you. Approval of CRA funds for temporary streetscape mitigation signage.
The application requests us to approve the use of funds in the amount of $535 for signage during the streetscape project. I know at one of the previous meetings, there was some discussion about possibly getting an LED, a portable LED board. But after doing some research, honestly, it's just not feasible. I got an estimate from one company, and the estimate came out to be, for the amount of time that we're gonna need, around $12,000. Another company I reached out to said that they would not commit the board for that length of time. So after having some conversations with some of the merchants downtown, we landed on doing a sandwich board with signage on there that can actually be changed. So as we move from one block to another and different parking lots are available, we can actually direct possible visitors to downtown to different parking lots, and then just add some additional information as needed. So this is really the most efficient way of providing additional signage during the construction.
Anybody have any questions of Ms. Hall? Go ahead, Mr. Deputy.
Just clarification. We've talked about a lot of different things. My block just happened to be the one that we started with.
Yes, sir.
As a surprise, we went through. But my question is, this is $535. We are already in the second week, and if you want to know how it affects the business, ask me. Do you not have the ability to spend $535 without going through us? That this could have already been done and up, so that we're not into the third week of construction and businesses suffering when anything would help?
Well, the reason that because there was other options that people wanted me to look into, not just this, and that's why we landed here. The portable LED sign was one option, so just after going through other avenues, this is what we came up with, was the most.
But you do have that authority?
Yes, we do.
Okay, great.
We do.
All right,
She was mainly giving an
And
update.
while I'm just got the podium, the signs that we have on either end that say road construction, can those be changed to all businesses currently open? Because as soon as you see a road construction sign, you do everything you can to avoid that area. And so we've got that at both entries to St. John's Avenue right now, which is great. But can we change it to a more positive thing of all businesses currently open?
Okay.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
Go ahead, Commissioner Campbell.
And to the point of Mr. Deputy, this was something that I requested when there was construction, and this was before your time, so there were things that, with regards to signage like that I requested be done back then, so that as we move forward, that kind of stuff would have already been on hand for us to put out. So I agree with Mr. Deputy that we need to do absolutely everything that we can to make sure that those businesses downtown has as much visibility, even in the midst of the construction, because it's going to be lengthy, but we want to make sure that visitors, citizens know that those businesses are open. So I agree to make sure that we have all businesses are opening, functioning, and, get that signage out there as soon as we can.
Yes, and to your point, one of the things I requested with these signs is that The actual print, the signs can be interchanged so that we can use them for future use and have them readily available on hand and don't have to wait to order anything.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any further questions, discussions? Okay, I think we don't need a motion on this, just the fact that we're going forward with that.
No, it's more
Okay,
of an update.
thank you. Thank you. Financial report year-to-date for the months ended January 31st, 2026.
Greetings, just eager to share the financial reports with you all this evening. And I won't read anything this evening. We'll just talk about overall, we're in the 4th month of the year, January 31st, and revenues are at a good place. They're at 38% overall, which includes downtown, south and north historic districts. The expenditures are at 26%, which is within reason. So that's pretty much my report. I'll just keep it short and sweet unless you have questions about the financials.
Does anybody have any questions of Ms. Pia?
Hi.
Mr. Deputy?
Yes, I apologize for my phone. It's my mom, and she's God. I have 2 questions under transfers for the downtown central. I'm not understanding, because it's not all here, transfer to utility fund. For the budget, it's a $100,000 budget. What utility fund are we talking about?
Are you on page 1 of 4 or
I'm on
35?
2 of 4,
You're on
under
2?
downtown transfers, 9132.
9132. That's for policy.
64.
Line 64.
Okay, 9164. I'm on page.
Line 64.
Oh, line 64, okay. Transfer to utility fund. It's for, it says potable, so that's for potable water, or, I don't have the details in front of me for that, but I could look into it and get back to you.
I would appreciate that, because $100,000 for water.
No, that's not.
I don't think it's just the water. May, I
Go
can
ahead.
help if I
Okay.
may. There are, Mr. Joe is here, and also David, but there are grants and contracts that we have for projects that are happening in the CRA district. So as those grants activity are activated, a portion of the funding is city match money. And this is city money that's coming from CRA to help the projects.
To match those projects.
To match your grant. So once we know we're actually in the grants itself, like for instance, Streetscape, we're in the midst of that now, so we're transferring the funds over to the better, to the project that it belongs to.
Okay.
So that's that potable water project and Streetscape.
Any other questions?
Madam.
Thank you.
And
Go ahead.
and I think to speak to Mr. Deputy's point is that whenever we have things of the sort in that manner, just say it doesn't really explain it. It's good to have like comments to show, okay, what these funds are used for, so to have a little bit more clarity. And I think that's what, we've asked for in the past. So if we can kind of at least have those things, especially with situations like that, it'll help,
Okay, yes, sir.
suppress some of the.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Thank you.
And this starts from the budgeting process as well. Okay.
Any other questions? Go ahead, Commissioner Davis.
And I'm just going to add that I think there's an opportunity for a summary report here as well, just a dashboard. And then that would have been called out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, just so that I've understood. So you're saying the dashboard for the CRA?
I was just making a recommendation. You can speak to the city manager.
Okay. We heard it. Thank you. No, I was just.
Anybody else? Thank you. City manager verbal report.
The only thing I'd like to report on very quickly is just give a status update on Streetscape. And the fact that I have both the project manager and public works director here, I'd like to defer to them to just come up and tell us what's going on, please.
Okay.
a lot longer than I've been here, way longer than I've been here, actually. But we're dealing with errors, and we've had a bunch of trouble with them. We've had some change orders that they've brought to us, but they haven't brought us the amount of them, how much it's going to cost for the change orders. And it's stuff I've got Joe to look in on with his background in electrical work and everything, and we got a lot of problems with it. The contractor also needed the CAD files, which came from errors for the diagrams. They requested that, I believe, last Monday. We finally got those documents on Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. Nobody can get a hold of them. They won't answer a phone. So I actually got Jane to get involved, and the number that she found with them was disconnected. So I went on the website and just started calling every number I could find that had errors involved in it. Come to find out, the guy that we're dealing with, Lewinsky, he's actually in Wisconsin. And we finally got something. We have a meeting with all the prospective people tomorrow. And I'm done being nice to them. I'm just trying to get them to do their job. We can't get anybody, no communication whatsoever out of these people. So we're trying to figure out the best way to do it. And we can't move any further with this until we get hard numbers on what the change order, the amount of the change order is going to be.
So in the meantime, we are out there working.
We are doing everything we can do, but we're getting kind of to a stopping point because a lot of this comes into with electrical lines, and the electrical lines not having the correct gauge of wire. And if we change the gauge of wire, it's not just changing that. We have to run new conduit lines, and that'll be directional drilling, which could account for a lot of the cost of that. And the biggest thing is they have not given us the cost of it, and we can't do a change order until we know how much it's going to cost.
So that is why I just wanted to bring him up and give you an idea of how much effort it takes to keep this project on track. The errors are our engineers. We just found out last week that the communication is not running as smoothly as we would like. So at this point, you did finally connect. We did get the CAD that we were looking for. Public Works, you're keeping up with the boots on the ground. And so we will just keep you informed, but we are moving still, but not, we would like to have a relationship with the engineer where when we make a phone call, they answer us right back. So we're having to put forth effort, but we are doing the effort and we are still progressing. I just want you all to be informed.
This is a daily, this isn't something we worry about every other day or something. This is something I call and try to get updates on daily because I know the importance of this. But it's hard to get answers when nobody answers the phone.
That's right. It's very hard.
1 minute,
I'm
Commissioner Boylan
actually going
first.
out of town in March, and I did find that I'm going to Tampa. And in my free time, there's an AIRS location in Tampa. I talked to Joe about it, and I'm going to go there and see if I can beat on the door and at least get somebody to answer it and give us some answers. If the meeting tomorrow does not produce any fruit.
Thank you. Commissioner Boylan?
So thanks, Mayor. We do have some leverage as it relates to, now, if you look at your contract, it should have the performance clause as part of that.
Jane's looking into that.
Every day of impact, it should be, you gotta execute that against that particular contractor and leverage that.
Yes.
So again, if we're how many ever days behind now, we need to fully execute the contract clause with the performance piece in there, and that'll kind of help in that regard.
Almost definitely. Jane's working on that. I've actually spoken to her about what can we do, what do we, in that contract, do we have as ramifications for them not doing their job, not answering their phones and whatnot. And we actually have Mayor Construction in a meeting tomorrow, and we're going to bring that up to see what is going on. And these issues predate my employment here, but it doesn't matter. We still got to get the job done.
Right.
But
And
have we looked at the contract though?
we have the contract.
Right, and so execute the performance clause.
We
The
will.
other thing with that is you would think, since the engineer designed all this with the electrical and everything, they should have known the wires were not going to be correct. But Joe had talked to me about it. I think the Mike Silverstein with Mayor Construction also brought up, they always have caveats in their clauses on the document says, it's basically, you need to check and make sure we did the job right. If we didn't do it right, it's not our fault.
And
Well, that's
one
why
minute,
we have
we're
an
at 6
attorney.
PM, so
Go
we've
ahead.
got to
Okay.
wrap this up.
Well,
QA.
Go ahead quickly.
Okay,
very quickly.
yes, I have some other questions with that, but my concern is, I did my numbers this afternoon, I'm 50% down. So are we talking, in sales in my business, so are we talking delays? I mean, is someone going to be communicating to the businesses who are suffering during this about delays?
I can't give any answer on that until I get in contact with theirs, so we can actually know what's going on. They've literally been radio silent. So, one of the other people we deal with, Daryl Myers with Hanson, he actually used to be with theirs. He has went above and beyond. He's actually reaching out to friends of his that still work there to try and make contact.
Okay, thank you. We have to wrap this meeting up.
Point of order?
Yes.
This is the second meeting. It's been cut short because of this.
Right.
So
Well, we can, yes, I agree.
we need to shift dates. I've got several things I want to discuss, and we're not getting there.
And I'm gonna say that this is the result of the options that we had, and comments were made when we voted to do this on Commission Day, that this would be a problem. And it was not considered at that time. So this was looking to be avoided, and I don't know what, I would like direction on what we need to do so that we can have effective CRA meetings.
We need to either go back to a Monday or another day and not have it coincide with the commission meeting. So I think we used to meet on the Monday prior to commission meeting.
We used to meet on the Monday, and I made the statement last time that Mr. Pelletier made, and again, this does not allow us to handle business effectively. I'm not even sure how we got to the point of having meetings on the day, hour before the commission meeting.
And I will agree, because I actually went to see our city clerk, because I did not remember this being the result. I thought we talked about avoiding this, and we set another date, but thank you. If we could confirm with the clerk. If we could, I'll confirm with the clerk, and so we can see what we can do.
Can that date be picked today?
Yes, you can make a motion.
I don't know what y'all's timeline is, so y'all make the motion.
I make a
second.
motion that we go
Before-
back to once a month on the Monday before the commission meeting.
Before the
Which would be the
second commission
commission
meeting.
Second commission meeting. Motion is second. All in favor?
We meet every
Aye.
second and fourth Thursday.
Thursday.
At 5.
Yes.
So it'll go to Wednesdays.
So the Monday of commission weeks, so the second and fourth the second Monday. Are we doing the second or the fourth?
We're doing the Monday before the second commission meeting.
Okay, so the fourth Monday of the month at 5 PM. All in favor?
Hold on, I think we need to get.
Clarification, which Monday of the month is it? Pardon?
Fourth
Monday of the month.
Monday. It's the fourth Monday, second meeting, so the fourth Monday prior to the second commission meeting. So it would have been this past Monday, for example. So anyway, the fourth Monday of the month at 5 PM.
You just keep sending me emails and I'll know.
All in favor?